So while we wait for James, let's just go over the GBP CHF trade that I am still in. I've got 50% of this trade still in. As you can see, my stop loss is locked in profit. It's been a pretty pain-free trade, as you can tell. It shifted, crossed the 8 and 21 EMAs up as I took the position, and it's held the 8 above the 21, which is that short-term shift. It's held that throughout the trade. The target on this trade was near high of day and also near this divergence line. So let me break down the whole thing for you. To start, we'll look back, of course, at yesterday. You can see it was bullish yesterday, which was Tuesday, and it finished the day bullish on Monday. So 3 days now of bullish movement. So we're not going to be trying to call a top, especially with divergence in play. Some of you guys might say, Austin, see this falling RSI? See how that RSI is falling right here? And price action is rising? You would say, Austin, with that in play, we could have a D2 and we could short this from the 50 down to the 200. But this is why I always say, yes, we can do that on the break of the 50. Now, I never would short the first break of the 50. If you guys watch my videos, you know for the D2 entry, I'm looking for the second break of the 50 EMA. This does not give it to you. This hits the 50, holds above it, and does not break back underneath it. So naturally, we're going to stay long biased because of that and because of the market sentiment line. And if we can get good risk reward to the divergence line, then it's going to be a trade that I'm interested in taking. Here, we're looking at 2R to that divergence line. So naturally, at the 50 EMA this morning, with a bullish yellow market sentiment line on the TDI, bullish price action the past couple of days, bullish EMAs, you can tell I'm just going to continue to ride that trend. That's what the ASFX teaches us to do. The systems in ASFX are built to follow that trend. Now, this is a textbook D1 entry. We have the A1, the D1, and the D2, all of which are going to be available to you guys on sale for our biggest deal ever coming this Black Friday. It's going to start Monday, November 22nd. It's a little bit less than a week from now. I'm just going to keep reminding everybody. It's the biggest sale that I've ever done. I've never done anything like this. The marketing team really pushed me on it. They kind of took control, and I'm just kind of giving up control. My job is to trade, not to know how to market. So I'm trusting them that it'll activate a whole bunch of new people and get a bunch of people hopefully moving in the right direction with their trading. So if you want to learn, stay tuned for next Monday. You can subscribe to my email list down below so you know exactly when that sale starts. But I'm going to keep talking about it as much as I can because I want to activate as many new people and get them trading systematically more than we've had in the last year. We've had over 1,100 or 1,200 people in the last year and a half. I'd like to double that going into next year. I'd like to add another 2,000 people trading ASFX systems, and I think it's possible. We just got to keep pushing hard. So back to this trade, as you can see, this is a D1 entry. We're at the 15-minute 50. Now we're at the 1-minute chart. This dark blue line right here, that's the 1-minute 800 EMA. That's the same thing as the 15-minute 50. Here we have bullish divergence. You can see with this RSI rising from the RSI low to the price action low. RSI is moving up. Price action is moving down. I took my position here at 6:35, 6:36 in the morning because I knew taking it here, if you look at this side by side, where my 1-minute entry is here on the left and where my 15-minute entry is, I knew I was getting in on the bar that would probably cross the 8 and 21 EMAs up. Now, of course, it makes more sense, higher probabilities, I should say, if you wait for that cross to happen and then you trade the retest on the 1-minute. Tom got in right here as it retested the 50 on the 1-minute. I think Luke and some of the guys got in here as it broke down and then came back up through the 50. So there's multiple places using the D1 entry, multiple ways to get in. I was just trying to get in as close to that 15-minute 50 EMA as possible. With a tight 12 pip stop, you can see it right here, 12.2 pips. I'm looking at about 2R, not even to the divergence line. If I read this all the way up to the divergence line, you're looking at 2.3R. So right there, being over 2R, I'm interested in taking this trade towards high of day, towards this divergence line on top of the 15-minute. But I'm taking my entry here using the 1-minute, using the divergence. That's the D1. It's the 15-minute and the 1-minute. The 1-minute gives us the stop loss. We see the divergent bottom. We see higher low here. That's where the stop goes. And since then, it's been basically pain-free. I took the position. It retested my entry. I was going to close a little piece of it here because the market sentiment dipped into the sell zone. But I looked at the 15-minute, and as that started to dip right here, it was coming to the 21 EMA right here on the 15-minute. And I know that in an upshift with the 8 EMA above the 21, it can hold the red 21 right here and come back off of it to continue the move higher. So I didn't want to bail on the whole trade. And I had a small position to begin with. I traded it as a B setup, not an A setup. And with that B setup, I didn't cut my size. It just was 15 minutes of more patience. It came right back up off the entry price, came into profit, pulled that 1-minute market sentiment line back up into the buy zone. And since then, it looks very bullish right here. Market sentiment is still bullish. We're outside the 8 EMA on the 15-minute, and this is probably going to continue higher. So I'm still in the trade as we break out for a new high of days. I've closed most of the trade, 50% of the trade, at 2R. As my rules say to do, and I'll close more of this trade when we get up to 3R and more of it at 4R and more of it at 5R if it wants to continue. So my next exit is going to be up here at 125.50, somewhere up there. So that's what we're looking at here on GBP CHF to carry this now into the New York session open. The stop loss is locked, so I can't lose any money on this. And these are the rules that we're teaching in ASFX. How to take these entries, how to manage these trades, and then how to duplicate that process every single day, how to fall into a routine. Because I was talking about this the other day. The consistency for traders doesn't come in our results because the results are unknown. Think about that. The consistency for traders comes in our routine. So if you can build a solid routine, if you can trade a proven profitable system, and you can repeat that every day over the long run, win or lose, you're going to be profitable. Whether this trade ends up going up 2R or I got to bail on it early because it's not moving. If I follow these same rules, I'm going to continue to grow my trading business and continue to be profitable. So for me, the outcome isn't as important as the routine and the consistency and the rules that you're following behind that before you actually take the trade. So I hope that gives you guys a little insight into this GCHF trade, and now we're going to carry this into the afternoon.